The fastest way to end disrespect isn't confrontation. It's disappearance. The moment you try to correct how someone treats you, you've already told them they're above you. This is the part nobody says out loud. Because once you see it, you can't unsee it. Disrespect survives on reaction. Remove the reaction, and it starves. Here's the law. Never defend your status. Status that must be explained is already gone. Powerful people don't argue about how they should be treated. They don't justify. They don't clarify. They don't chase understanding. They behave as if respect is assumed, and let the environment punish anyone who forgets. This isn't confidence. It's positioning. The moment you defend yourself, you accept the other person's authority to judge you. You step into their frame. And inside their frame, you lose. People don't disrespect because they're brave. They do it to test the hierarchy. To see who reacts. To see who needs approval. To see who can be pushed. Human psychology is primitive. Status is felt, not debated. When someone disrespects you and you explain yourself, your nervous system is exposed. You signal uncertainty. And uncertainty invites pressure. Ego feeds on movement. Insecurity feeds on noise. When you go quiet, when you don't correct, when you don't chase fairness, the other person's mind fills the silence with fear. Did I overstep? Did I misjudge them? Why didn't that land? Silence forces self-reflection. Reaction gives relief. Most people choose relief. The powerful choose discomfort, for others. Disrespect is not about what's said. It's about who needs the interaction more. The one who needs resolution loses leverage. This is why arguments never raise status. They only expose who's invested. Watch how this plays out every day. In offices, the employee who defends their decisions in every meeting becomes invisible. The one who states outcomes and lets silence sit becomes untouchable. When a colleague interrupts you and you rush to reclaim the floor, you look small. When you pause, then continue as if the interruption never mattered, the room recalibrates. Managers don't respect competence alone. They respect emotional economy. Who costs the least to deal with? Who doesn't need reassurance? Who doesn't flinch? In relationships, disrespect often hides as jokes, sarcasm, dismissal, little tests wrapped in humor. The weak response is confrontation. You hurt my feelings. You crossed a line. The strong response is absence. You become less available, less expressive, less responsive. And suddenly the jokes stop. Not because you asked. Because the power dynamic shifted. In dating, explaining standards kills attraction. The moment you negotiate how you deserve to be treated, you sound replaceable. People respect boundaries they fear losing access to, not boundaries explained in paragraphs. Social status works the same way. The person who laughs off disrespect trains people to escalate it. The person who goes cold trains people to self-correct. Cold doesn't mean emotional. It means neutral. Controlled. Unreadable. In business and money, this law separates leaders from employees. When a deal partner pushes terms and you argue, you signal need. When you quietly withdraw interest, leverage appears out of nowhere. Nothing terrifies manipulators more than indifference. Now here's where most people destroy their power. They overcommunicate. They correct tone. They ask for respect. They explain intent. They seek closure. All weakness behaviors have one thing in common. They try to manage perception verbally. Power manages perception through behavior. Weak people rush to be understood. Powerful people allow misunderstanding, because they know the truth will surface without effort. Weak people respond immediately. Powerful people delay. Weak people chase harmony. Powerful people let tension do the work. Every time you defend yourself, you teach others how to treat you. Every time you stay still, you force others to adjust. Now, the elite never apply this loudly. They apply it silently. The first pattern is selective disappearance. Not dramatic. Not announced. You simply remove access after disrespect. Replies slow. Energy drops. Availability shrinks. No explanation. No punishment speech. The absence itself delivers the message. The second pattern is unbothered continuation. You don't acknowledge the slight. You don't reference it later. You continue operating at the same level, as if the disrespect was irrelevant. This rewrites reality. It frames the offender as insignificant. The third pattern is asymmetric response. You give less than expected. Shorter answers. Less warmth. No emotional investment. Humans are wired to notice imbalance. When effort drops without warning, anxiety rises. These strategies work because they exploit a brutal truth. People fear losing status more than gaining approval. But here's the warning. This law is not for emotional people. If you use it to punish, you'll expose yourself. If you use it to dominate constantly, you'll create enemies. If you use it without restraint, you'll isolate yourself. Power is quiet. It doesn't need to prove anything. Use this law sparingly. Only when lines are crossed. Only when respect is tested. Because once people realize you don't defend your position, they stop questioning it. And once they stop questioning it, disrespect dies on its own.